Welcome everybody to episode 6 of 4NZ Gamers. We have here your regular crew, James Jennings.
What's up?
Dave Watson.
Yep.
James Brooks.
Hello.
I'm Phil Brooks. The Batman Arkham Knight DLC, shall we? Which was announced recently, and they said it was going to be $50 Kiwi dollars, roughly, and you get DLC. There you go. Are you happy?
Just for the season pass.
Yeah, for the
$50.
season pass.
Fuck.
And they originally didn't even announce what that entailed. They just said season pass, this amount of money, which is like half the price of the actual
Well,
game.
yeah, Battlefield season passes have been like $50, and I haven't bought them until they've been on sale.
There's kind of two schools of thought there. It sounds almost arrogant, like you guys are just going to buy this shit.
Yeah,
You know we're good.
Because it's Batman.
that's what it sounds like.
But then there's the other side. It's like, yeah, we will actually.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like, because you know it's going to be pretty
Pretty good. Rocksteady's
right
pretty
up
reliable.
there. Yeah.
Oh, well, if you don't want it, you won't get it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy the game.
I guess the hoorah came with the fact that they didn't say what the DLC was. The fact that they just said, this is the cost
Season
of a
pass,
season
haha.
pass. And everyone's like, well, why would I spend money on something I don't even know what it is?
Well, I guess they'll tell you soon, wouldn't they?
Well, they did.
They did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
after all of the love and affection they got on the internet for that announcement.
Batmobiles.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
this
they've come in. They've
crazy
said what
stuff.
it is. You get to play as Batgirl, Batwoman, Batgirl, with completely new location and stuff. So you're not even in the area that Batman inhabits. It's a whole new
It's
area.
your own dedicated.
It's
Yeah.
a dedicated
Oh,
sort
cool.
of
A bit like the Robin one in Arkham City.
yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. You get to play as Batman in some new story missions. You get to play as some of his allies in the game and complete some more sort of their story arcs and see where they sort of went in a prequel and sort of sequel version to the main story. You get Batmobiles,
Skins, yeah.
skins
From the old.
from the old ones.
Oh, yeah,
So there's a whole bunch of stuff
race
that you
with
get.
all
Well,
the-
there's
On a
tracks.
racetrack, yeah,
there are
so-
tracks within the game, and you'll just
I
get.
hope they have the old Adam West.
Yeah, man.
I think they would have to because they know how iconic that would be.
Complete
and how,
with Adam West skin.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think they have the original Tim Burton Batmobile? Because that's the first one that I really remember.
Yeah.
And that was a cool.
They'd have to do all
Yeah,
that.
That's a
yeah, it's
cool
all Warner
Batmobile,
Brothers,
man.
so yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tumblr from Batman Begins.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of scope there, in terms of the different.
Yeah, there'll be quite. Yeah, it'll be interesting and racing against other people in.
I
how it
imagine so.
works, I guess,
They
Must-
mentioned the word racetracks.
Yeah, so it must be
So,
a multiplayer.
It'll be interesting to see how that plans out because that would be pretty cool actually.
So you think we'll spend $50 on the DLC then?
I won't.
I would need to
That's
see a
just-
bit more.
It's too
I wait
much
for
money.
Game of the Year editions to come out.
I'll tell you what, if those racetracks allow you to race around but also fight each other with the gadgets like Twisted Metal, I'd buy it.
Well, because what's interesting is there's a dual play feature that's been announced, whereas you're in the game and you're fighting and stuff, and you just switch out, kind of like in Grand Theft Auto, to another character, and so you'll be like fighting someone, switch, and then Catwoman comes in or something and finishes the move, and sort of you fight together, but you don't get to control them both at the same time. It's like they're not there helping you. They only sort of come in and do like a switch, like a tick and tag sort of thing.
Okay. Like a summon.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but then I think from that point you take over that character, so you've now switched out Batman.
So just
Switch-
like Injustice isn't the same thing, isn't it? In the fights.
Yeah, kinda.
Which is interesting. Cool mechanic, I guess, for gameplay.
Yeah.
Makes little to no sense in terms of story, though. Like, that they're just sort of hanging around watching Batman get his ass kicked and then only come in every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, you need me? No, you're good? You got this? Okay.
Yeah. Still fun to play those other characters.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like,
I think game-wise.
I enjoyed playing Catwoman in the other one, but it did make me think, oh, you know, what, could we play Nightwing or someone else? It'd be quite neat as well.
Yeah. So, yep, looking forward to that. Batman comes out soon. Release date?
It's like June, I think, or
Yeah.
July, June.
Yeah, because it's
really?
it's
not
bounced
far away.
around.
It's not,
a bit, but
it's
Yeah.
not far away.
It's pretty soon. June, I think, is correct. Sometime in June.
End of June, yeah.
All right. And another big announcement is Yooka-Laylee, which was a Kickstarter that's been literally smashed all of its goals. Like all they wanted was $175,000 to start with. That was their first goal. They reached that in 40 minutes, and within an hour they had over £1 million pledged to this game.
Mm.
So it's one of the quickest
Jeez.
Kickstarters to take off ever. It's the guys from originally they worked for Rare Games, and they sort of split off and formed this company called Platonic, and the game is like a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, and it's like an open world 3D platformer basically, which we haven't seen many of those in recent years. They sort of died.
It's just Ratchet and Clank, I guess.
Yeah.
Jack and Daxter stuff, yeah. Kind
Yeah,
of
but
died
it's-
off with PS2.
Yeah, it did. So they're bringing it back, and obviously people are really keen for it because
Yeah.
they got a shit ton of money. I mean, they've pretty much made their money on the game already,
Yeah.
and they
who
haven't
does
even
it,
made
who
it.
does it go to then? Is it a PC?
Well, because they've kicked the crap out of all their goals, the game is now... Because one of their goals they said was when they reached like 1 million or something,
Yeah.
they said it'll be released
Multiplayer.
at the exact same time on all platforms.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an
Oh, wow.
Xbox One
Okay.
version, PlayStation 4 version, PC, everything.
Mm.
That's cool.
It'd do well on the Wii U. Cause just looking
Yeah,
at it,
yeah. It looks like a Wii U
Yeah, the colour
Nintendo
palette, and it looks great actually.
kind of game.
It's
It looks
beautiful,
really
yeah.
fun. It's been the visual design is from the same guy that did Viva Pinata, and so it's quite cutesy and quite colourful and quite fun.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Yooka is a chameleon, and Laylee is a bat that sits on top of her.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
It's Chameleon.
Yeah, so and they benefit from those sort of powers of the actual animal. So the bat sort of can fly and stuff, and the lizard's like rolling around, and I guess is going to use some sort of camo ability at
Change
some
colour,
point.
yeah.
Cool. Sounds like a good game mechanic kind of.
Yeah, that's what they said. They really wanted to
Game.
utilize the animal, the essence of the animal or whatnot. So they thought really long and hard about what works well together.
Mm.
But it's definitely Banjo-Kazooie 3 for all intents and purposes. They don't own the rights to that, so they can't do it. They probably wanted to do it, and they've made this instead.
Yeah, but this is cool. Like, it just create a whole new thing.
Yeah, why not?
Why make
Make
a
it new.
sequel? Make
Yeah.
something new. New IPs.
Yeah.
Bring it on, man.
Yeah.
Totally,
New
I
stuff.
agree. It looks really good, and I mean, as we were saying before about all that Kickstarter stuff, it's just great to see people supporting Kickstarter and seeing games like this that are able to come to fruition because of something like Kickstarter.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
Another big announcement is the cancellation of Silent Hills, which is a real shame, especially for someone like me who didn't even get a chance to download PT.
I did. I managed to get it on my PlayStation.
Man, I'm so
Like, I
gutted.
think it got deleted the next day.
I know it's no longer on the PlayStation Store. So if you're watching this, you've already missed out if you don't have it. In fact, some people were trying to sell PlayStation 4s on
Yeah,
eBay
they
for like
went
like
$1,400.
yeah, ridiculous amounts of money just because it had this demo on the
Yeah.
system, like preloaded.
Yeah.
Did
So
you guys play it?
Yeah, you played it.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't.
I told you guys, I'm shit scared of those kind of games. I played the first 5 minutes of Alien Isolation, and I haven't met the alien yet, and I'm still shit scared of it. But I have it on I want to play it eventually. I think I will, but I'm just too much of a pussy.
Bloody hell! And you guys don't have it because it's only available PlayStation 4, wasn't it?
No, it's on 3 as well.
It was on 3 as
Was it?
well. Did
Yeah.
you download it?
Yeah, I played it.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
think? What your impressions?
It was cool. It was kind of like at first I didn't know what the hell it was, you know. And you're sort of playing it, thinking, oh, you know, what the hell's this? And
Yeah.
then and all you're doing is going through a hallway, and there's doors and stuff. But each time you go through the hallway, something slightly different happens. And it kind of, because I play lots of survival horror, so it kind of reminded me of Project Zero, the ghost one with the cameras. Because I was just because in that game you're not always fighting. Sometimes there's just things happening, like little hands coming out under a drawer and then going back under, or you know, something peeking out from something, eyes disappearing, and it's all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I played it right through until I got into a room, and then the door was locked and I couldn't get out.
Oh.
And then all this black stuff starts coming down the walls, and I'm like, this looks a lot like Silent Hill. Because part 3, I think it was, or part 4, had that same... Yeah, it was. Part 3 had the same scene where you go into a room, and next thing, everything starts changing around you in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
You know, the world starts to shift from the real world into the Silent Hill world. And yeah, it was pretty scary, and it was a damn good teaser, eh? Like it really drew you in, and it made you curious as to what the hell was this all about, and you know, and then at the very end of it, you get the you know, the actual kind of trailer, I guess, of what, you know, Silent Hill coming and all that, and Del Toro's going to be part of it, you know, directing it, and Norman Reedus from Walking Dead is going to be the main character.
Hideo Kojima?
You see his likeness, and yeah, of course,
big
Kojima
news,
as
yeah.
well, and you're just like, holy hell, this is like even if this game's not that great, this is still a home run because of all these people involved in it. And I just thought, wow, like I'm excited for this. So when I found out it was cancelled, man, was I pissed.
Yeah.
Now that it's been pulled down, like, what do you think about, like, because this seems to be a big topic on the internet of Kojima and Konami splitting up, and they've taken his name off of things and they put it back in, and he's saying that this is his last Metal Gear.
Yeah.
With Metal
He's
Gear
been saying for a while.
5. Yeah, well, he says that with all his Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
This is going to be my last one, but it just keeps going. Do you guys care? Do you guys mind? Do you guys know enough? Or?
I don't mind that Hideo Kojima wants to go and do his own thing.
That's great.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think Metal Gear needs to be refreshed to some degree. And I'd like to see somebody else tackle that franchise without his nuttiness being involved. Even though I do enjoy the Metal Gear franchise and I do enjoy his perspective and how he makes those games, he is a little crazy.
Let's say quirky. Nothingness sounds, like he's...
Sounds derogatory, but okay. But I'd like to see somebody else's take on Metal Gear Solid. I'd like to see what they do with it. And Konami got rid of Kojima because they're just trying to rebrand. They're trying to make sure that, I guess, especially with his sort of imminent departure, they want Metal Gear to be associated with Konami, not necessarily Kojima.
Do you think that, or for a fact?
I think they knew that he was leaving, and they wanted to make sure that when people think of Metal Gear, they think of Konami, not him, because they're going to take the franchise and run with it again. It's not over. Surely not.
But he is the franchise. That's the problem.
And that's why they're rebranding. They don't... From that statement right there.
It just feels like, I don't think, and you know this, that Konami don't just make video games. They do that pachinko stuff and gambling machines. The gaming part for them is just one small cog in a massive machine.
Yeah.
So for them
and
to
it might
get rid
not
of
even
him,
be the most lucrative cog in that machine either.
Yeah, exactly. And the Japanese do what they want to do in a lot of ways. They just, they don't really care about fan service, I don't think. Like, as far as I've ever seen, they don't give two craps about the Western audience. They just basically release, whatever they feel like. It feels like, anyway, in most cases.
Do you think they're going to stop, they're going to step away from gaming and just do what the casino machines and all that stuff?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Or just release...
They're bigger in the East than they are in the West.
Yeah.
But just from a business standpoint, if the gaming side of their business isn't making as much money, they don't care. It's not. They're not going to sit there and go, let's, for the fans or for having a gaming department, let's just try and make this work. They'll just be like, it's not working, not making money. Okay, scrap, move on.
Bye.
Yeah, they won't give a rat's ass, and it's really sad. This could be the end of Konami. For all we know, they delisted themselves from the New York Stock Exchange by their own volition. They're still involved in the in the Tokyo one.
It could be similar to what Sega are doing, because they're all doing a restructuring at the moment. And they seem to have found a kind of a niche of just releasing a couple of key titles, Like Sega seems to be mainly PC now. You've got Creative Assembly, did Aliens Isolation, you've got the Total War series, and then you obviously got Sonic and there's All-Star Racing games, but that's really it. The days of Sega having all those great games is kind of gone, which is a shame. But they all seem to be struggling, it seems. Like they don't seem to be able to... I remember reading a comment once, and I think this was hearsay, but just a developer saying that they didn't feel confident releasing any games because they felt like the last few games they'd actually released were just so, ill-received that they felt like they didn't want to tarnish the legacy of what they'd built before, and they felt that anything else they would do from here on just would not live up to that. And I thought that was really sad.
That is sad.
Yeah. Because for our generation, those games were what we grew up with and what we loved, and I'd love to see those things come back. And I guess, and here's a bit of wishful thinking. Kojima could go to something like Kickstarter and say, "Hey, I'm going to make this in the spirit of,
Blah, blah,
it's Kojima, take my money."
Yeah,
Well, we saw what happened with Yooka-Laylee. Like, people loved Rare and just threw money at them. If Hideo Kojima went on Kickstarter, oh man, you're a dickhead.
Yeah. But going there and making not a Silent Hill game, but
Well, he probably can't.
let's just say a Metal Gear / Silent Hill type game or something, Because let's face it, some of his Metal Gear stuff did have some horror type themes and some some out of world type stuff.
Yeah.
It would but it could come something totally original if he wanted to, and that
Oh, yeah.
that would be exciting. That would be cool. So we don't need Konami.
No, but it is sad that they own the rights to these games. So now that Silent Hills has been scratched, like, we're not going to get it now, are we?
But they still
Gone.
lease the license out to other developers because all the last 10 years Silent Hill games have been made by Western developers. They've never quite been as good as the Japanese ones, but they're still fun.
Okay, so they could just do that again.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they had to ditch this project because it looked pretty
not
exciting.
necessarily. Like you were saying, like Kojima could just create one. Like he obviously like, oh, people loved my demo. Let's make something not Silent Hills, and I think we were saying new stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do something new, and it'd be cool to see a new horror game hit the scene.
Yeah. Or just anything from him would be awesome. I'd like a space type one, like I don't know, something with mechs or I don't know, something, just anything, something distinctly quirky Japanese with his touch of looking at girls in skirts and voyeuristic stuff and
I love how that's the first
In a
thing you
mech.
wish for.
Well, I just think
In a mech.
you know what his games are like.
Ah, yes.